Hey everyone, this is Isaac. Um, I don't know how many of you are going to know this, but I make music. I'm the owner and basically the brains and power behind Back in 10. And I'm doing this video to kind of give you guys a synopsis of myself and kind of give you guys the inspiration and the understanding of the band because I feel like not too many people do that and it makes me sad because I want to know more about the artists and the people behind my music. So I'm 17. I live in California. I grew up listening to a lot of bands, a lot of different genres, anything from Pantera to Metallica to Whitney Houston. So I have a very broad musical horizon. And one band that I found pretty recently, I would say, is Title Fight, and then another couple bands like Basement, Dime. Who else? There's a lot of other bands, but those are the two main influences, or three main influences. Sorry. And I started really kind of connecting with their music in a way that I hadn't connected with other music. So I decided to start writing my own music, and this is kind of what came out of it. Um, I've been playing guitar and in the kind of musical realm for about a year now. Not super proud of what I've made, but it's there. What else? What else is there to know? I haven't graduated yet, unfortunately. I work at In and Out because that's like the Californian thing to do. What else? I skate a lot and I like doing graffiti, like stuff like this. But it's not very good, but it's getting there. But I like art, making music. Music is a form of art, in my personal opinion. What else is there to know about me? Um, Coming up with the band name was interesting. Going into kind of the history of the band, it's been a very very recent thing. It's a very recent development from the time of the band starting to me making this video. It's been about a week. So the way I came up with the name is I was on the phone with a friend. Actually, I was on the phone with my brother, and we were talking, and I had said something to him, and I was like, "Okay, I'll be back in 10." And we were talking about music at that time. We were talking about like what I should name the band and blah blah blah. And then I was telling him that I was gonna go make a snack, and I was like, "Okay, well, I'll be back in 10." And he was like, "That's really good." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Back in 10. That's a good name." And I was like, "Oh, you're like shit. You're right. That's pretty good." So I decided to run with that, and then the logo is pretty self-explanatory, I think, but I'll explain it anyways, just in case people are confused. It's basically 5 plus 5 equals 10, and then there's an arrow pointing back, so back in 10, because then there's the five is below the arrow, so it's kind of in the they're kind of together, so I'd say it's in, so that's the in part of it. And then coming up with the first name for the song, or technically, I want to say it's going to be the EP name. I haven't decided quite yet, but coming up with the song name and coming up with Static Age was funny because I was on the phone with him again and we were talking about music and he was talking to like Snapchat AI and it said something about like it said Electric Age and I was like, well, that sounds stupid, like that sounds stupid. It sounds too much like Electric Feel. So I came up with Static Age, and I really liked that, and I kind of ran with that because I feel like it definitely fits the realm of music and the genre. It fits very very fittingly there. That's a lot of fitting in that sentence there. Very redundant. What else? Not very good at math. Not a math guy. Never been good at math. Good at English. Good at history. Not great at science. Failed biology. I know a little bit of Spanish, a little bit of Russian, a little bit of Norwegian. I like to hike a lot. I'm very outdoorsy. I'm an extrovert. Definitely not an introvert. I collect watches. Those are my Seiko, and then I have another couple Seikos, some Tissot's, some other stuff. But that's the main brand of Seiko. I like Chevys. I don't like Fords. Fords are donkey. Um, what else is there to know about me? Not very tall. I'm less than 6 foot, probably about 5'9" ish, somewhere like that. My brother is a little taller than me. He's about 5'11", 5'12". Yeah, 5'12", 6 foot. 5'11", 5'10" ish. And then my parents are still together, not divorced. Coming up on 26 years married, pretty soon. 28 together, so happy for them. What else? There's a lot. There's a lot to go over, and I know I'm gonna forget something, and people are gonna be asking in the comments. Well, I'd hope people are asking in the comments, but somebody's gonna be like, hey, what about this? And I'd be like, God, I forgot. But that's basically it. Um, I make music in my bedroom. I make it on BandLab with my guitar and an amp. I use this mic, put my amp right here next to it, and that's how I make music. I don't do any fancy stuff. Everything you hear is raw and made here in my bedroom at my desk at very odd hours in the night. It's currently midnight right now while I'm recording this, but when I recorded Static Age, it was probably closer to about 4-ish in the morning. And luckily, I live down the hall from my parents, so it didn't wake them up because that'd be a really interesting intro to a song. You know, my mom yelling at me. Other than that, I don't know. Just keep listening to the music, keep supporting, and I appreciate you guys. Thank you.